Angie is now online. All this, Angie made it.
Oh, I forgot something. Hold on.
Pick up Andrew.
Alright. So let's... I'm new at this, and I'm like, alright, I got this to move, and this to move, and that. Hello! Welcome. Yeah, I don't know where to begin. I could say a lot of things, and who am I even talking to? Well, in case anyone is watching this VOD or is tuned in now, hello. I got a lot of ideas. And so, I love taking a shower because you get shower thoughts and you're like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. So I'm going to start with like an MS Paint, actually using Obsidian's Excalidraw to kind of just sketch out some of the ideas that are in my head as to what I want to do with the stream and my content creation and who I am, and to kind of just explore out loud, what is it that I want to do with this? Now, watching a VOD yesterday, I'm glad I've been doing these test streams, and I watched the VOD, and I have to deal with copyright music. Now, I didn't prepare any music for this stream, like to sort what is copyright, what isn't. What you heard just now is my best friend's music, which of course I have permission for. But like, do I want to use Adobe stock music footage? Is there a playlist out there of music that's cool? I have hella Spotify playlists, but which ones are cool? Which ones are vetted? Is there like an app or a thing that that'll like check my Spotify playlist and say, hey, this will be copyrighted, this won't be? And if there isn't, maybe I build it, right? We could do that together. That's one of the things I can do. So yeah, World of Warcraft. All right, let's hide. Oh, if I do, oh, this is scuffed. So I am going live, nothing serious, mostly just to build up my own. What is going on here? There we go. Build up my own momentum for this. I have a lot of ideas. A lot. Videos, like if I were to make intentional videos, I could do that. We're gonna pull up my YouTube channel of what I have from 2019, 2020, and I've uploaded clips recently, but it's only stuff from back then of what I've done then. I have a video with 11,000 views and a lot of really positive comments, and one of which is like, oh, it's such a shame this guy doesn't make videos anymore. So that kind of, seeing that 2 weeks ago, along with a lot of the personal growth that has happened and my exploration, experimentation with career things, vocational paths, what do I want to do with my life? And I'm doing many things, but to keep it on track with this, I feel compelled to play WoW for a number of reasons. One of which is I want leadership experience in general in life. My mic is working, right? Okay, cool. I've done that before. And so, yeah, leadership experience. So why not do it in the domain of classic WoW, of World of Warcraft, where I have a lot of experience, expertise, knowledge, and confidence that I could do a pretty good job there. So, am I going to start a guild from scratch when all the versions of the game are already going? Yeah, why not? I don't need to do a fresh guild. So, we're going to explore that. I'm going to pull up this and chart some ideas, and then I'm just going to play some WoW and watch some videos. Now, I don't have videos lined up in the queue. I don't know if I want to do the typical, streamer thing of going to live stream fail or going to what's trending on X or this, that, and the other, but I could. It's something that I do like to do. I like to be tapped into the zeitgeist, the hive mind, the egregores, where are they at, what's happening, and also just be informed as a earthling what is happening on this planet, because things are weird, and we can talk about that. I like to talk about a lot of these sorts of things, but what is entertaining? What do people want to watch? We can get into that. So I'm going to list out some ideas, and it's not going to be complete. I don't feel like going comprehensively into it now. And yeah, as for music, I almost feel like I should not play music, in which case viewers can listen to whatever music they want to or watch whatever video they want to alongside watching my stream. But at that point, what value is the stream? I don't like to think in terms of value and being entertaining and like doing a bit. I'm just me being authentic. I want to play the game, but I do love to chat. I do love to have conversations with people from all walks of life. I'll go ahead and tease some of the content that I have planned, WoW related at least. I'm doing personal vlogs and other things on the side, but WoW related. This first video is pretty spicy-ish. I think it'll attract viewers. I'm going to simultaneously trigger the shadow of elitists of people in the WoW scene because they are frankly quite immature and are gatekeeping people from the competitive scene and from having a healthy competitive scene with new players in it. Like, y'all are trash people. Anyway, as well as promoting like non-competitive, non-elite gameplay. Like, just let's have fun, let's play. And so thinking about making a guild where I bring in a bunch of people who haven't really pushed hardcore speedrun, which is, it's gonna, because the part of me that still wants to do that stuff, I'm probably gonna keep playing with a guild that is pushing speed, even though it's fresh, and you could say who cares. Well, I'm gonna get into that. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter so much if there are many other people out there that care what I'm doing over here. Like, I just want to play the game in min-max. And then I want to be entertaining. I want to blah, blah, blah. Really, I'm gonna just tease it too. High level, long term, very long game. I wish to be a lead game designer on a AAA MMO. Yeah. No, I know I can do it. And we're going to get into that. Part of the streams that I'll do is breaking down the game design, the mechanics, the philosophy of games out there. What's good, what's bad, what's trash. Yesterday on the stream, in my test stream, I was watching Asmon watch other trailers and things talking about Avowed and what a disaster, how just okay the game is, which is a shame. If I was there, I non-delusionally would have created a better game, assuming that I would be empowered to do so, to have the freedom, flexibility, the authority, because the game concept is so good, and then yet you bring in these people that, oh, well, they went to game design school and they like shipped this game, and so they could do a good job. No, this is a Game Pass game from the get-go. The trailer 4 years ago looks... Anyway, I digress. So, where we're going is... I got a lot of ideas, a lot of energy. We're gonna pull this up. Yeah, so do I play music? If anyone is watching, most likely you're watching a VOD, watching a clip. Maybe I'll upload this on YouTube. See, I feel like I just have to not play music. So when I go to download, it's just not like, you know, not silenced. It's not muted in parts of it. So, yeah, we're gonna just pop this open. I got a little Obsidian chat here, and I'm gonna, oh, that's weird. Yeah, I did not practice this at all. So overall, let's see. There is Lavit, Starlove, stream and content ideas, things, etc. Yeah, okay. We're gonna be like vague here and borderline weird. So I don't know. It's all about iteration. Oh, and so part of me going live. This is actually a major. Here, let me just write as I speak. Why? Oh, what is that? Oh. Why do this? So you got the why. You got the big why. Here. So iterate, build in public. And I'll go ahead and just tease like why. Like part of it is let's use examples. Zaryu and other WoW content creators, especially I'll just stick with Zaryu, where he promotes fitness, he promotes health and positivity in these sorts of things, which is great to counterbalance a lot of the less friendly, less inspiring and wholesome stuff. Now I have a mix of I'm very dynamic, you could say all over the place. Overall, I wish to kind of like pay it back because Zaryu and other individuals and a number of people outside of World of Warcraft in so many different ways and books and things have inspired me to be a better person, to get over my addictions, to get over the things that I was really struggling with, and to find a sense of deep okayness with myself. You know, when it comes to fears of death, fears of being in front of the camera and expressing myself, and I just have a lot of this passion and creative energy that wants to express itself, and I've been exploring it, and I would try some things, didn't work, time to try something else. So this is another one of those, like, let's try something else. That's kind of like the why do this. I didn't type any of that as whatever. So there's like, who am I guess? There's like a category of this to answer. So I guess there's that, and then there's this, and then we could do like, my personal history is like a category. Here, this is what I'm thinking is like this. Personal history, my WoW history specifically, and things I'm into right now, non-WoW things. So it's kind of like this, and I can connect this. Boom. Boom. So it's like that. My personal history, my WoW history, things I'm into. Why do this? Let's do circles, I guess, because we're kind of getting into like fun. Counterbalance the less inspiring stuff out there. That's being very vague, but you know. It's a sort of like mission statement sort of thing, just to pay it forward. Because quite often when I watch content creators, I watch streamers, I watch whatever, I'm just like, you're just adding slop. Oh, I'm likely gonna add slop to things, like whatever. But moral slop, things that don't inspire, things that perpetuate toxicity and stuff. And it's just like, you know, be the change you want to see in the world type things. You know, like, would I put that here? Like, be the change you want to see in the world, XD. I XD it, but like, you know, it's important. It is. So I don't know, something like that. Fun. Oh, and so fun could lead into lead a raid team, lead a guild question mark. And in fact, with this, I can move. Oop. I could move this over here, and I could say, develop life skills is a way to put it. I can put that here. So leadership, boom, but also something like camera comfort, articulation. I don't know what else would fit under that. I have no idea. So there's that. Yeah. Ooh, this is what I really want to get at. Long game. Lead game design for AAA MMO. I have a lot of long games. I got a lot of dreams. I got a lot of things. I'm gonna just put this out here, because this might overall give me a little bit of structure, especially if I do game design and development of my own on live. Yeah, this could help in a way. Could that lead to here? I don't know. Why do this, that. Fun. Yeah, it's something like that. And so then there's, so stream content. I need like music. What kind of music do I play? Oh. That's weird. Okay, here we go. Music. My own stuff, regardless of viewer's preference. There's that. There's copyright free. Not question mark. That I need to. That's annoying. Playing the game. Yeah, that's a good one. Reacting. Oh, I hate the term reacting, but reacting, responding. Influence. Oh, all of these words are gross. We're doing it anyway. You're watching. You hear me. I'm right there on the same page with you. This shit's kind of weird. Okay, this is weird. I don't. Okay, there we go. Weird. Watching things I find interesting. And watching things requested by viewers. Yeah. Actually, let's do that. I don't know. Let's not overthink it either. That's the thing is, part of this is I'm learning how to build in public, to not care about how I'm being judged or perceived, and to inspire other people to just kind of iterate and riff. Because you can just do things. You can actually just do things. Playing the game. Making videos while live. Kind of like Theo does. And is there anything else? Coding, dev, design, etc. Okay, yeah, and then I can expand, elaborate on this. This is pretty good. Yeah, right? How do you feel, chat? How do you feel? Did that even show up good on the stream? I don't know, like, the quality. Ooh, it's gonna suck if I look back and it's just not good. So that's kind of something, right? There's sort of what I'm thinking. I can go into this. I've got my own non-gaming projects going on that I can talk about and promote. Which kind of fits under here, watching things I find interesting. I think this is good. I'm definitely gonna look back at this and say, oh, I should have had that, I should have this. So, boop, segment, chop, that's that. I definitely need to drink water. Oh, I want to promote, oh wait, stream content. I don't know, something like promote good health, wellness, etc. Yeah, we're gonna just etc. everything. I don't know where to put that. That's good. All right, now we're gonna chop. Boop. Drink water. Posture check. Hydrate. Stand up. Stretch. Actually, we will stretch. Oh, and now I have to. Yep. I got a green screen. I got a thing going on. So, what does that text above my head say? Need chat commands. Yeah, there's that. Oh, feel free to request videos and stuff. So what do I do now? I'm pretty happy with that. I will chop that up and put that on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. I'm back. That's weird. I don't like this parasocial thing. I do love to chat. I am a little crazy in that regard, and I don't mind anymore trying to embrace my crazy. I'm just me. We're all a little crazy. If you're not afraid to be who you truly are, if you follow your heart and you do what you want to do, sometimes it means breaking the mold. It means going against the grain of who the people that know you think you are. Because if you have lived a certain way and you're not really like living fully true to yourself, or you just grow up as a person and find new interests and you want to explore something else, it's going to quite often look kind of weird to other people. And so you have to, oh wait, do I have a chat? Hey, oh, where are we? That was 13 minutes ago. I did not have my chat up. Hello. Is that an L or an I? Teresia, first time chatter. Hello. How'd you find my stream? What? How does this work? I have one viewer. I think it's still you that's here. I told my friends. They said they'd come in and they haven't. It is what it is. And so it is. This whole music copyright thing actually has me bummed out. Right before I went live on this, looked at a VOD, I figured, hey, let me clip some things from yesterday's video. I thought it was pretty good. I did a Dead Minds run, and I carried a new healer. It was a pug healer, and I was able to like demonstrate and show how you can really carry as a tank and as a druid tank. There were moments where I had to like pop out, say, hey, mage, I literally typed Frost Nova, so I could get out of form, heal myself, because my healer wasn't always drinking and using the most efficient stuff. And that was like really good. And then I go to the VOD before the stream and I see that most of it is muted. But I clipped some things, some thoughts, and I really have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe I do get an editor or whatever. All right, hey, I don't like that's kind of messing things up. And now I got this action going. Hold, please. What is going on here? So yeah, how did this person find my stream? Does it pop up in the like directory? Because I know, thankfully, Twitch has been trying to surface lower viewer streamers in the sections. I did tweet and random people that aren't even following me liked it. And there seem to be real people, not like the bots that... X has a crazy bot problem right now. It's absurd. And so, let's just check. I'm gonna check things. Here, I'm gonna play some music, check things, and maybe play a little game now. Okay, okay. Okay. I got a call. I got a call from someone I never expected to have a call from. Hold on.
Oh, this? Angie made it. I love Angie Online. Andrew, clear your inbox. Angie is now online.
Alright, well, I'm not gonna... Hold on, let's pause that. I'm not gonna be in the business of taking phone calls during stream, of course. But, that was a good call. I was surprised. And... yeah, where was I? This Obsidian thing, game, music. Do I watch it? I have no videos in the queue. I really went live just to record what, you know, the initial rant. Getting comfortable with this. So I am going to go live because, or I am going to keep going live and play the game because I would like to, I mean, to think I'm going to join OnlyFans, not going to happen. I'm a nobody. I mean, I am friends with some streamers. One of them is not playing the game anymore. The other, okay, I can't really say he's my friend. It's more of an acquaintance. We're Battle.net friends. But I need to create content first and to like prove that I'm entertaining and people will want. So I think I'd have to like recreate a character. If that happens, that's probably not going to happen. So my plan is to play this mage up until I die, and then I'm going to transfer it over to Dream Scythe, potentially level up to 60, and maybe start a guild, maybe start a raid team, or raid lead for an existing guild. I don't know what that's going to look like. Maybe I play the redacted private server, because there's a lot of potential there. And then I can also... I'll probably play my Paladin over on Nightslayer on the PvP, do some stuff there. I gotta grind some gold, level up a couple characters to 35 to get some Mooncloth tailoring CDs going. And I could even do like a draft of some of these video ideas that I've laid out. Not today, but soon. I'm not bummed that my friends haven't popped in, but they said they'd pop in, but that was also hours ago, and it took me a while to take the dogs out, take a nap, and prep. So anyway, enough about my bullshit. That's just kidding. It's never going to be enough. That's what this is about, right? It's about me just saying shit. Anyway, I'm Bruce. I'm Lav at Starlove. Yeah, let's play game. Do I have... Aha, here we go. So, yeah, I've got my YouTube channel here. The video that has the most views, which is the video that I actually put effort into. And people liked it. Perfect, thank you. I love this. Everything about it. Most underrated video on YouTube. Love the intro. What a hero. Hi, are you the guy that created this? Yes, that was me, in fact. That's crazy. I really did this stuff. And then I just fell off. Boy Bye showed up? Man, this is from years ago when I was listening to that stuff. But yeah, this was me. Wow. Oh, so does this still work? Does this still work? That would be crazy cool if it did. Oh yeah, didn't I also... I think I'm doing this now. Pulling this over. Pulling that here. And that here and that there. Okay. Yeah. Deathlog is fun just to see and to remind myself, hey, I'm playing hardcore, so maybe take it a little more seriously. Oh man, 45 dead. So yeah, I've never played a horde mage all the way up. Oh, this is crazy. All right. Yeah, it's probably pretty boring without music. So actually I would love... You are most likely watching this on YouTube. Let me know. Do I be like one of the only streamers that doesn't play music and doesn't play anything and leaves it to you to listen to what you want to listen to? Do I play whatever I want to listen to? I know people have different tastes in music and they want to... They'll just get turned off. And I'm not trying to appeal to the broadest amount of viewers. I see that I have a label there. Hold on. There we go. Oh, see, it's just the copyright thing now. It's got me paranoid. I wasn't like this until I saw the thing and realized, wait, I actually do care now. And carrying is weird. Wait, what's my... Yeah, okay, so I still have that up. Actually, I think I'm good with... It's definitely too quiet. It's too quiet. See, this is me exploring this out loud. What do I want to do? But that's cool. I'm using this weak aura that I created way back when. And what it does is it just does a simple mana divided by mana cost. And it alternates Fireball, Frostbolt, all the way up until, I think, 14. Especially when I get into the Frost Tree. This is definitely in the way. We're going to move that. I forget how I have it on my other account. Now it's offset. Ugh. My autism. And I can't see it because this is in the way. Alright, here we go. Close enough. Oh, this is horrible. I need to go back and see what I did with the other. This is a different account I'm playing on for reasons. Huge crit and then resist. Oh yeah, I used to like practice my 1 to 20 route on a gnome mage a couple dozen times, and you can find one of those runs on my YouTube channel. I think I definitely got under an hour and a half, but I was like optimizing the zone. I was optimizing my mana usage, my level ups. I was going really hard with it, and I was one of the first people to hit 60 on Whitemane 2019 launch day. I was a part of the server first kills of MC and Ani. I was mage class lead of the guild for the back half of the game. Yeah, I did some stuff. Alright, and I think now, until I actually have viewers, I'm going to shut up. It is weird without viewers. I mean, I could just watch videos and just talk as if I had viewers, which was the original plan. This is my application to OnlyFans. I don't know. Probably not gonna happen. And that's okay. I do have a care package, lol, O-Fang sucks. Yo, okay. I have a friend that sent me a care package. I told him a couple hours ago that I created a character. And his level 1 alt's name is that. So that's pretty good. Probably not gonna do O-Fangs now. Need chat commands. Alright, yeah, fuck it. Let's watch something. Am I allowed to watch? Yeah, I'm allowed to watch other streamers, right? I think maybe the first thing I do is pop on and see what the other peoples are into. I definitely have... I do have a lot of things I could do. I mean, I've got watch later playlists on 6 different YouTube accounts full of stuff to watch later. I see Grubby and Tyler are playing. See, I don't know. How's this showing up? It does look good, right? The stream? Is there too much stuff above me? There might be. Let's get rid of that. I think that works. And audio?
Low on lumber, he did fix it a bit. I think he made some wisps.
I just send my dude home.
It
at
is
some
showing
point.
up.
Yeah.
Alright, we're here now.
Whoever has
Any
staff of tally
chatters?
should have
Nope.
the TP.
Hey,
Staff your Demon
Teresia.
Hunter with Stomp
How are you
Attack
doing?
Roll,
If you're still here.
and he has to TP,
Start
then
making bears though.
your keeper can get called out.
Oh, is computer normal, man?
I don't know. Does Ampy normally play? Is he new to this?
Immediate invul means that the headhunters have no choice but to focus Dryads. Good time to heal scroll, but the Dryad is really far back. Entangle bit late,
What
but
is
he
the-
did it. Heal scrolling now is cringe because he sent his Dryad home, but it's still, I guess, good for him to min
What is the
max now
text
against
on
AI.
this?
It's honestly a pretty good heal scroll. Is he gonna TP out? On time?
I forgot about this spell.
Well, he can kill
What's up with the
everything.
text
Doesn't
on
need to
here?
TP, just Cyclone the Farseer.
Our warriors have
Just don't lose the Demon Hunter.
I don't remember that
64,
being there.
50,
What does 1 to
51,
17 mean?
45. He's staffing. That's so greedy. Does he know he's not invincible?
Yeah, we're gonna skip
Like,
that. So yes, you can watch other Twitch streamers, as we just saw.
Being comfortable, but not painful. You want to push yourself, but not too hard. And I guess that's the same thing. Oh, nice. Blinding powder. That's
See,
really good.
talking about fitness. See,
I
this
guess
is
that's
the
the
good
same
stuff.
thing
I could
with
go on.
with
He
anything,
definitely knows
right?
more
Like,
than I do.
like in the gym, like you want to push yourself hard, but not too hard to where you get injured. Same thing with running. Same thing, you know. So anyway, I think finding that point where you don't push too hard and get injured, but you don't. Obviously, you do want to push yourself, or else you'll never make progress. And that's
Facts.
it's a difficult line to find until you injure yourself, and then you're like, oh, I found it, and then it's like, okay, well, let's not go back there, you know.
Scorpid. Cactus.
How far could you run if you
Man,
had
I've
to
done
roach? I
This
would
so
never
many
roach
times.
on anyone.
Kind of
ever.
tired of it. Kind of very tired of it. So what's he
I'm
doing?
actually gonna,
Is he gonna die here?
yeah, that's a potion. I'm gonna run out right now. I'm actually gonna get out right now. Here, I'm just gonna see what's over here for a minute. See what this guy's up to. Just making sure this guy's safe. Okay, yeah, he's fine. Cool, I'm just gonna go up this way. Yep.
I would never roach.
Sorry, doesn't
and
run until the
roaches.
tank dies.
That's good.
Yeah, that's pretty much right, I would say.
So yeah, there's a number of things I could be doing. Analysis paralysis is kicking in. No, just kidding. So he's doing that. He got Asmongold. That's. Is he still watching like
rape,
political shit?
in a lot of cases.
Okay, what a word. What a first word to pop into. That's crazy. I didn't hear it. Did you hear anything? I didn't hear anything. Joanna is still playing. I don't really follow a whole lot of people though. And I don't really do like the Discord servers of Twitch streamers. I don't really do the chatting things. I used to. Now I'm just kind of like, I gotta keep to myself. I say I keep to myself, but the videos I'm about to drop. Oh, I'm so silly. So silly. So yeah, he's going on about whatever crap. I kind of want to watch some of my old videos. Because I have an idea of splicing the videos, like clipping them, montaging them, putting it together in some sort of I'm back announcement video. But I was never there to begin with, so what am I coming back to, right? There's that sort of thing. Oh yeah, there's one of my 1 to 10 runs. I miss Classic. I miss the things, it's the little stuff. Yep. My Fury speed run. Mage BWL. 2 BWL runs. Yeah, I don't know. Now that I'm here, now that I'm live, I did talk a lot already, and I've had a very long day, a lot of energy drain, so I'm now noticing that my energy level is kind of coming down. Now, I could do a 24+ hour stream if I wanted to, but in the event that I don't have to, I would prefer to preserve my circadian rhythm. Yeah. This is where I think I'm going to set up a time ahead of time to go live. Get my friends in here, watch videos with people that were already planned for. Just saw a message in my guild Discord. Okay. A little change. Hey, we got a bag. Let's go. Yeah, I don't like how quiet the stream is now either. But like, what do I... Whoa, this is some old watch later stuff. Yeah, see, we could get into this, but I think, right, Twitch has changed policy that I have to flag if I'm watching political content. You know what? Let's watch this. This is good. We're gonna watch Terrence McKenna's final interview. What a fantastic thing to watch, actually.
Well, novelty theory is something I've been working on since the early 70s, inspired by psychedelic plant experiences in the Amazon, to attempt to look at time and really deconstruct it and attempt to understand what it is. And this has been a wild intellectual ride, leading to some pretty easily stated conclusions. One is that novelty, which is my term for complexity or advanced organization, novelty increases.
Well, that word tends to mean something else nowadays.
As we approach the present moment. The universe you and I are living in is a far more novel and complicated place than the early universe was. Well, some people would say, well, that's just a consequence of the unfolding of developmental processes. But this asks the question, what are developmental processes? Why should the universe have a preference for order over disorder, especially when we have something called the second law of thermodynamics, which tells us exactly the opposite. Physicists believe the universe is running down ultimately into a state of disorder. But what I see is everywhere the emergence of more and more complex forms, languages, organisms, technologies, always building on the previously achieved levels of complexity. So that was one of my insights. Coming out of that insight was the further understanding that this process of complexification through time is not proceeding at a steady rate. It actually follows a kind of asymptotic curve. In other words, it's happening faster and faster. And this was a revelation to me because it allowed me philosophically to contextualize the human world and to understand that human technologies, languages, migrations, art movements, ideologies are not something different from nature. They're the same download of process that we see in the movement of continents, the evolution of new species of animals, except that these human novel emergent situations are happening much more quickly. So I see the cosmos, if you will, as a kind of novelty-producing engine, a kind of...
So when I'm like really gaming and speed leveling as a mage, I will be very aware of my... In fact, I actually made another add-on. I made an add-on XP tracker, and it does an estimated, okay, your next kill, you're gonna ding. And so I would drain my mana for the ding, and then just immediately jump into a next mob. I was really gaming back then. Anyway, let's not interrupt the goat.
Machine which produces complexity in all realms, physical, chemical, social, whatever, and then uses that achieved level of complexity as the platform for further complexity. Well, this explains our present circumstance. It explains the rush toward all forms of new technology and social organization in the new millennium. But you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that if the universe is complexifying faster and faster, a epoch, a time will come when this rate of complexification is occurring so rapidly that it will become itself the overwhelming phenomena in the world of three-dimensional space and time. And I call this the omega point, or the transcendental object at the end of history. And I believe it is not that far off, that with the emergence of global internet, a human population of several billions, an electronic noosphere, that we are now within the shadow of this transcendental object at the end of time. Our religions sense it. That's what gives them their apocalyptic intuitions. And I think the ordinary man and woman in the street sense a kind of built-in acceleration to time itself. Well, rather than dismissing that or treating it as a psychological perception or something unique to our society, I took it as a basic perception about physics, and have built elaborate mathematically defined theories around this idea, and then have found, to my astonishment, incredible congruences with other work. I'm thinking of the Mayan calendar and its curious countdown-like quality toward an extremely unique event that the Maya felt would occur in the same time frame that my own equations predicted, even though at the time I was unaware of the Maya. So what we have here is a new model of time based on a very real intuition that I think most people share, which is that time is speeding up, that human beings are part of that process, and that the culmination of that process...
So this was what, 1998? Now we're seeing AI. We're seeing, you know, whatever the concept, you're like, what does it mean that time is speeding up? Well, you know, acceleration of AI and technology, very evident now, 25 years later. Things are weird.
Within the vein of historical time. In other words, I believe it will happen in 2012, in December, coincident with the same events that the Maya placed at the end of their calendar. Even if I'm wrong, even if it's 100 years or 500 years later, these are still spans of time that, when compared to the life of the planet, are fractions of a percentage. So whether you believe, as I do, that we can know the precise moment of this transformation of the world of time, or whether you believe it is simply coming soon and fast, really doesn't make that much difference. We are all gathered here at the end game of developmental processes on this planet. We are about to become unrecognizable to ourselves as a species. Our technologies, our religions, our science has pushed us toward this for thousands of years without us awakening to what the denouement would be. Now we stand close enough to it that I think all but the most lumpen among us must feel the tug of the transcendental and the transformative.
Oh, this wasn't smart.
I am very perplexed when you say that time is speeding up. As far as I can tell, such things as crystal oscillators, things which keep time, clocks, the relationship of the Earth turning to the calendar, the full moon, all of the things which are symptoms of our passage through time, don't seem to be throwing themselves out of kilter. So what do you really mean about time speeding up?
Well, let me answer in the form of a question. Which lasts longer? 1,000,000 years in which nothing happens, or 10 seconds?
Oh, what they doing down there?
With 50,000
beating
events
the
crammed
steak.
into it.
I heard.
In other words, really
steak.
time is only experienced by the events which occur within it. And I maintain that the early universe had very little going on, and consequently, time moved very, very slowly. The character of time as we approach the present is that there are more and more physical domains and energetic domains in which change can occur. For example, the early universe was a pure plasma, a pure swarm of unassociated electrons. You didn't even have atomic systems, let alone chemistry, molecular chemistry, life, complex speciated life, and dynamically balanced planetary ecosystems. Each one of those more complex phenomena crystallized out or emerged, if you will, from the previous systems that had come into existence. So when I say time is speeding up, what I mean really is that more and more is happening. More and more is happening. And if you ask the question, well, what would be the ultimate state of connectivity or of happening? It's when all points are connected to all other points. Somehow this concept of connectivity is intimately linked to the concept of complexity. And so really what I'm saying is that the universe is getting its act together. It's connecting the dots. It's bringing everything into co-relationship with everything else. And somehow it does this through the production of consciousness. Consciousness is this integrative function in biology which takes data which may appear profoundly unrelated, and in fact brings it into some kind of a congruent relationship. We say an organism coordinates a point of view. Well, in a way, what's happening over time is that the universe is coordinating a point of view. And as it does this, it becomes somehow more aware, more self-conscious, more being-like and less thing-like. And as I said, this process is not proceeding at a steady pace. It's proceeding faster and faster. More connectivity occurs now in a calendar year than occurred in 1,000,000 years, 1,000,000,000 years ago. So somehow, as we approach the present, we find ourselves in an ever denser realm of activity, interrelationship, connectivity, and the result of this is more of the same, producing a shrinking globe, ever more immersive technologies, dissolution of political, social, gender, and class boundaries. of all sorts. So that's what I mean when I say the universe is speeding up. You know, before the advent of man, of human beings, the fastest changes on this planet of any consequence were genetic changes in the genomes of plants and animals. Well, biologists know that for a fruit fly to add a spur to its leg, for a bird to change its plumage, you need hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of years of evolutionary time. With the advent of human beings using spoken language, a new kind of possibility was born. It's called epigenetic change. In other words, change which is not about genes, but which is about languages, customs, behaviors of human beings. Epigenetic change reaches its dramatic culmination in speech, writing, and communication of all sorts. And so the carriers of epigenetic change, the human beings, are automatically then the carriers of accelerated novelty. And so when you look at, let's say, evolution on a coral reef, and you compare it, let's say, to the evolution of political ideas in modern Europe, obviously modern Europe's rate of change in this domain is thousands of times faster. So by moving from the genetic to the epigenetic realm, we have vastly accelerated all kinds of processes. Now we appear to be about to move from the strictly human domain to the human-machine symbiosis domain.
He was really
and of course,
in on
machines process information, make connections, and do their work at a rate thousands of times faster than any human being can work. So we see again a progressive acceleration of the process of creating and maintaining varieties of connectivity. And that's what I mean by time is speeding up.
Your description of the process by which you developed the time wave theory. I understand, I read True Hallucination, so I understand it took you some years to kind of work it all out.
Yes, in the Amazon, all was chaos and mythic revelation, but I knew that you couldn't bring that back as a scientific theory, and my bias has always been toward science. And out of these many intuitions and revelations, I discerned a thread which was about time. It began with a conversation with this Logos entity where it said to me, "Did you know every day is composed of 4 other days?" And I said, no, I not only didn't know that, it's never occurred to me. What a bizarre idea. Well, so this idea then of a time being a resonance created by other times, not immediately before or after it, as in scientific causality, but somehow a day centuries ago, centuries in the future, come together to create an interference pattern that creates the unique moment. So that was one of the basic assumptions. And then the structure on which this all was hung was the I Ching, which may seem exotic to American and European audiences, but which is, of course, as familiar to anyone in Chinese society as the Declaration of Independence is to us. And what is the I Ching? Well, it's a very ancient method of divining and predicting the future, based on the idea that every moment can be symbolized by a unique ideogram, which is somehow its essence, much in the way that science believes you can explain all nature with 108 elements. The ancient Chinese took the position that time itself was made of elements. My style of thinking is scientific enough that if I were to say to somebody, I propose a revolution in physics based on what I know about an ancient Chinese divinatory system, that would seem foolish to me. It seems occult. It seems unscientific. Why should an ancient Chinese book of divination hold any insight whatsoever for modern physics?
Yeah.
But the uncanny thing about the I Ching is that it seems to work. Even in the hands of its critics, it
Yep.
seems to work.
Yep.
So let me try out a metaphor on you, which I think makes much more clear what's going on here. Visualize for a moment sand dunes. And notice when you look at these sand dunes in your mind that they look like wind. Sand dunes look like wind in some sense. Well, then analyze the situation. What is wind? Wind is a pressure variant phenomena that fluctuates over time. In a way, the sand grains moved about by the wind are like a lower dimensional slice of the wind itself. And from photographic analysis of dunes, you can calculate the speed and duration of the wind that made them. So the dune is a lower dimensional slice of time, of the wind ebbing and flowing that made it. Well, now let's change the metaphor a little bit. Instead of grains of sand, let's think of genes. Instead of a windstorm, let's think of 1 billion years of evolution. It moves the genes around in a pattern which is a lower dimensional slice
It's a
of
really
the
good way of
force
thinking
which
about it.
created the situation. In other words, on every living organism, there is the imprint of the higher dimensional force which made it. Now, somebody could say, well, that's God. Well, but in a scientific context, we don't speak like that. But whatever it is that made blind matter into whales, squirrels, and human beings, it left its calling card inside each human being, each squirrel, each whale. That's the DNA. Well, the DNA codons are based on a system of 64. Exactly like the I Ching. So my belief is that someone, some group of people thousands of years ago looked into human organism, looked by meditative techniques into the center of their own beings, and they were not mystics, nor were they empiricists. They were simply curious. But at the center of the meditative experience, they saw an ebb and flow, an energy field that was in a constant state of flux. And they asked themselves, how many elements are necessary to describe this energy field? And the answer was more than 10, less than 1,000, more than 20, less than 500. And when they finally got it worked out, lo and behold, 64 situations are all the possible potential situations there are. Out of 64 subtypes of time, you can create everything from the coronation of Queen Mary to the resignation of Madonna out of 64 types of time. So really, what the I Ching is not a book of Chinese mysticism. It's a book of molecular dynamics that sees through biology to the physics that allowed biology to come into existence. And
Let's really listen to that.
nation of Madonna out of 64 types of time. So really, what the I Ching is not a book of Chinese mysticism. It's a book of molecular dynamics that sees through biology to the physics that allowed biology to come into existence. And I'll argue this with anybody in the field, regardless of how hardcore an empiricist they claim themselves to be, because
I'm sorry, I did get distracted. A 60 shaman died inside Spire, and his last words were, "My jump in was pretty cool, huh?" Yeah, well, now you're dead.
I think the coincidence between the structure of the I Ching and the structure of the DNA is staggering. It's not a simple correspondence between 64 and 64. All the processes that occur in DNA can be easily modeled with the 6-line hexagrams that make up the I Ching. It's almost as though Western science was fascinated by energy. For 5,000 years, we pursued understanding energy. And
Hey, team, do I do mining and NG? Do I do herb? Herb for money. Herb and mining until I do. Because that's a lot of time to get out of the way, but also it's a lot of good money. And I guess the question is, how serious? Yeah.
this process ends with thermonuclear explosions in the deserts of the American Southwest. We can light the fire that burns in the heart of the distant stars. We know how to do that.
That's beautiful.
What the Western mind achieved, political issues aside. The Eastern mind was not interested in energy. It was interested in time. And they spent 5,000 years deconstructing it, looking at it. And you don't use atom smashers. You don't use enormous physical pressure. It's a different problem, and you bring different tools to bear. You meditate. You look inside yourself. You study the movement of water around pebbles. You consider the situation. You study history. In any case, the bottom line is, the people who pursued this understanding of time achieved as sophisticated a relationship to time as the Western relationship to matter expressed through our ability to trigger fusion and fission. So there's a great deal for us to learn in the West from these Oriental efforts to understand time, and it is not necessarily mystical. What I did was entirely mathematical. It's not transparent to a person who has not studied mathematics. But to a professional mathematician, it's utterly trivial. There's nothing occult about it. And I think true understanding can be communicated and formally described with mathematics. And that's what we have here. We're on the brink of a fusion of Western science with quote-unquote Eastern mysticism.
Yes.
Nothing mystical about it except that we...
And that's a major point of my work in my life, is to help promote these spiritual scientists, promote their work, disseminate it to the collective, because this stuff is very interesting and has profound implications for the future of humanity, for the present of humanity, technology, spirituality, the existence, and co-living with this intelligence that we are birthing. It's very fascinating stuff.
We call it mysticism, but the fusion of these two viewpoints is going to give us a complete understanding of the universe of space, time, matter, and energy.
I want to go to this stuff about the strange attractor at the end of history.
Right.
I never ever, considered that notion that we are being pulled as opposed to simply just going on forever and ever, and that's for sure something that people are going to go, huh?
Well, in the 19th century, if you spoke of nature having a purpose, you were thought to be anti-evolution, because in the 19th century, there was great pain to eliminate anything like preformation or teleology or purpose or God, all these things that they were trying to eliminate from evolutionary theory. And until very recently in scientific thought, the idea has been that events are pushed by the causal necessity embedded in the events which preceded them. In other words, if you ask the question, what is the most important
Yeah.
event in terms of, or moment
Retrocausality.
in terms of shaping this moment, the answer would be the moment just before this moment, because it hands on the energy, the space, the time. Recently, mathematicians have evolved what they call the notion of attractors, or strange attractors in some cases. And these are processes where a dynamic is not pushed by causal necessity from behind, but it's pulled by a point in the future. You could almost say, for example, if you release a ball bearing up near the rim of a bowl, that its attractor is the bottom of the bowl. And the ball bearing will roll down to the bottom, then halfway up the side, then up the side in shorter and shorter cycles until
Really
it finally
good
comes
analogy.
to rest in the exact bottom of the bowl. Well, from the point of view of the new mathematics,
forgot I'm
the
doing
bottom of the
hardcore and I
bowl
can't fuck
is
around like
a
this.
basin of attraction, and the ball
Holy
bearing has
crap.
fallen under its influence. So I have always
Dude, my staff is not doing
doubted
any
that
damage.
evolutionary theory without purpose, without teleology, could produce as complex a world
I gotta
as
be
we see
careful, I'm playing
around us
hardcore.
in as short a time, 5 billion years,
Oh my
as the
goodness.
life of the Earth. It seemed more as though these processes were not just wandering across a flat,
staff should be doing 6 to 10,
flat
not
genetic
1.
landscape. They were the process
Mix
of
of weapon
biological
skill and
evolution
level.
was actually being channeled between high walls. In other words, it could move. It had some motion this way
Anyway, I'm sorry. Let's.
across a flat flat genetic landscape. They were the process of biological evolution was actually being channeled between high walls. In other words, it could move. It had some motion this way, some this, but its forward direction was inevitable. And this is the idea of an attractor, that what the universe is doing is it is under the sway of what I call the transcendental object at the end of time. And that is this domain of hyperconnectivity, that it would be perfect novelty. And all nature aspires for this state of perfect novelty. You could almost say that nature abhors habit, and so it seeks the novel by producing various kinds of phenomena at every level in biology, chemistry, and society. And so there really
you
is a
agree?
purpose to the universe. Its purpose is this state of hypercomplexification in which all of its points become related to each other, become what mathematicians call cotangent. And it gives the universe the feeling of being imbued with a caring presence. It makes it appear as though nature is tending toward something, and that it changes our own ethical and moral position in the universe. Because, science tells us that we're the products of a cosmic accident. We're at the edge of an ordinary galaxy in an ordinary star system, and we're damn lucky to be here. And that's it. That's our place, a very existential notion of our place in the cosmos. But if you take this other point of view, that process is under the influence of an attractor, and that the value the attractor is maximizing is novelty, then suddenly, for the first time in 500 years, human beings are moved back to the center of the stage, because we are the most novel thing on this planet. We are everything biology is, plus technology, language, politics, philosophy, art, so forth and so on. So suddenly human beings become important, not mere cosmic witnesses to a meaningless cosmos, but the cutting edge of a cosmos that glories in order and is moving toward higher states of order. And at the present moment, we are the carriers. Once it was the volcanic processes that shaped this planet. Once it was the life of the early oceans. Once it was the great dinosaurs. But today, humanity represents the cutting edge of complexity and this process of moving toward complexification. So it, without invoking God or any sort of myth, you give meaning to.
He's such a good way to articulate and convey this idea. And I remember watching this video years ago, and I think I rewatched it again. That was redundant. And every time you come back to something, it either sinks in, it becomes more affirmative than novel. Like, oh, I've heard this before, and this makes sense now because I've consciously and subconsciously, unconsciously been contemplating this and seeing this in the world and reading other material and listening to other sages, mystics, physicists, scientists give their similar opinion and contrarian opinion, and it really synthesized over years that now he's saying this stuff and I'm like, yes, I am pretty much on the same page. It is just a theory, it's not a fact, but I'm leaning into it.
To human life. What is man's purpose? To advance and preserve novelty. This is an ethical position. It means you don't replace rainforests with pastures. You don't censor books. You don't lean on people who make gender choices different from yours. No, the purpose of being a human is to complexify reality even more, to hand on a more diverse, more complicated, more multifaceted universe to our children. And when this process of complexification reaches the omega point,
some Twitch people don't want to hear that and think about that, but they got a mess of problems and they gonna learn.
It will fulfill, I believe, the expectations of all.
And what I mean by that is the future has way less room and tolerance for people that just want to divide and conquer and us versus them and judge and control others and seek imposition on others' autonomy. Like, just let people, and if you may think it's a mental illness or this, that, and the other, then propose solutions that actually might help guide them to what you think reality might be, but you can't force them. And if you force them, I will stop you.
Of these religions, but it will fulfill it in a mature, scientific, and universal way that these religions all lack, because they all reflect their parochial origins.
It's certainly true.
It's certainly true that we see a limited slice of reality. And your example from Flatland, yes, anything which moves as a gradient through time, we will not discern very carefully. I mean, for instance, this is why we have the science of economics, because it keeps track of the behavior of markets, which is something you can't see or feel, but which has become very important to human institutions. It's a fourth dimensional factor that we need to coordinate into our planning. So we've created an entire science to study the movement and behavior of markets. One of the things I'm always trying to visualize what the concrescents would be like, even though I know that in principle it's probably not possible to imagine it. But
sitting.
Several factors.
That's what I need, a Pomodoro timer of like, hey, stand up. Posture check, water check. That one's not hard for me.
Factors are on the horizon, which I think can be brought together to sort of get a picture of what we're headed toward. One is, for some time now, we've been involved in building complex prostheses, which we call machines and computers. They are part of us. We don't perceive them as part of us because we identify with the flesh and
You would be having
exteriorize
so much fun
the
with today's
fabricated
AIs.
metal. But in fact,
Oh my
they
goodness.
are a part of us as much as our political systems, our agriculture production systems, so forth and so on. So the animal body has reached the limits of its evolutionary abilities. A cheetah can run 75 miles an hour, an elephant can lift 3 tons, and so forth and so on. To go beyond those capacities of the animal body, you have to make a marriage with mechanical things. So we are extending ourselves through the machines. Well, one of the things that these machines do is they're time compressors. You and I sitting here talking are operating at about 100 hertz. If we could be magically downloaded into a top-of-the-line computer, we would run at 800 megahertz. That means we could do 800 million more things in this moment than we can do when we're wearing flesh. So it may be that we will find a way to technologically stretch time, and this will become for us like a false eternity. You may have only 10 minutes left in your life, but it may be time enough to pack in all of human history from the fall of Rome to the present moment.
Wow.
So we are finding ways out of the three-dimensional Newtonian prison, which says, life is narrow and confined and ends at the grave. And we're doing it by becoming information that is freed from material. And somehow this allows us to make this ascent to the next dimensional.
Wow, like he is a hardcore accelerationist. Very interesting to consider. Very interesting. I think I'm going to log in the inn. This has been good. Wait, what's in the box? What's in the box? Wow. Shout out, my friend. Lol, OnlyFans sucks. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There we go, dude. It deleted. It deleted. Oh, I gotta go buy another one. Dude, that is scary. Like, I don't want to do that to any important item. I don't think I've ever done that. Oh man, it's definitely time to take a break. I think that's what that means. So, thanks for watching. I hate to cut this here. Actually, I want to keep going. We need to finish this. So, yeah, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna. I actually just deleted that. I think we're gonna go to Orgrimmar and get one. Dude, that's crazy. Did I really do that?
Modality. Information is not time and space constrained the way
Hold on, yo, that.
we are.
That got me really disoriented. Yeah. Hey, what kind of water does this conjure? That. Because it would be best to do milk. yeah. I'm gonna have to just, I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna go live and watch the rest, and then in YouTube post-production, splice it up. But I'm gonna hit org, get that wand, and log off for a bit. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Feels like a good time to wrap up. Take care. Be well.